Hey Brittany, are you there? I just wanted to let you know that I've finally made up my mind and I'm going to be moving in to take care of your mom.
Wait, what? Sorry, Miranda, what do you mean by that?
Well, I know that your dad got really sick and passed away so suddenly, and I'm sure that your mom is just really lonely right now. So I want to be a good daughter-in-law and move in with her to make sure she's taken care of. I'm sure she'll be more than happy to be in my care as well.
Yeah, I'm sure she would be happy to know how eager you are to take care of her. But I'm already living at home with my mom, so I really don't think you need to trouble yourself by moving in. Besides, my brother is still away on a business trip and hasn't come back yet. So I think you might just want to wait for him to get back, so you don't feel overwhelmed with my mom.
Oh, come on. What are you so worried about? Look, I've already arranged for my things to be moved there next week, so I'll see you then.
Hold on a second. You're going to be moving in here with my mom and I next week?
Well, of course. No time like the present, right? Although there is just one condition I need to make. I'll be living with your mom, but not with you. So could you pack your things up and move out for me? Otherwise, I just don't think there will be enough room.
What in the world are you talking about?
I'm talking about the fact that I want you to just leave taking care of your mom to me, okay? You don't have to worry about anything else. I'll be sure to take care of her very well and make sure she has everything that she might need to be comfortable. You should see this as an excuse to finally move out of your parents' house and concentrate on your life. I mean, you can't just leech off your mom for the rest of her life, you know?
Wait a second. You think I'm leeching off my mom? I'll have you know that I don't ask her for anything at all.
Well, either way, you're old enough that there's no good reason why you should still be living with your mom like this. How about you go out and find a real job and learn to stand on your own 2 feet, huh? You can't just take your mom's retirement money as your allowance anymore.
I don't do any of that, and I do stand on my own 2 feet, thank you very much.
Look, I know what your little plan is. You're trying to just live at home so that you can live off your mom's retirement and what your dad left your mom. But I'm not going to let that happen. If you think you can take your dad's money like that for yourself, you've got another thing coming.
Mom, you and I need to have a little talk, because I just heard some crazy news from Miranda.
Oh, are you talking about how Miranda's going to be moving in?
But you knew that this was going on and you didn't tell me at all? I only just found out about it now from Miranda herself. I'm glad she wants to be there for you, but she wants me to move out. She thinks I'm some kind of recluse shut-in who wants to leech your money from you.
You're kidding me. Oh, I had no idea that she would try and kick you out of the house. Obviously, there's no need at all for you to go and do that. I'll talk to Miranda about this and tell her that if she plans on trying to get rid of you, that I don't need her to move in with me after all. In fact, I already tried to turn her down once, but I guess she wasn't listening.
You mean you already tried to tell her that she doesn't need to move in?
Of course I told her that. I mean, you're already living here with me, so why would I need her here as well? I told her that it really was fine and that she didn't need to trouble herself by doing that. I thought I made it clear how grateful I was to have you looking over me already, but I never would have guessed that she would just tell you had to move out.
So you already told her no, but she's still trying to have her way? I guess that explains why she waited until the very last minute to try and get me to move out. She told me that she plans on moving in here next week.
Miranda's going to be moving in my house next week? Well, this is the first that I'm hearing about this.
I assumed that she hadn't told you, but I guess this just confirms it.
Honestly, what is that girl thinking? Why does she have to behave this way towards you? Doesn't she know how cruel that is to try and kick you out?
Well, I don't care what she thinks is going to happen. But why does she even want to move in with you now of all times? It's not like she ever comes around to even visit with you. And neither of us have been able to reach Jake at all since he left on his business trip.
That's right. Your brother has been away, and meanwhile Miranda's all but ignored us. She wasn't even at your father's funeral, and yet the last time we talked, she was asking me about when she would get her portion of the inheritance. I think that she's just trying to get closer to me so that she can try and get her hands on that money.
But even if she wanted what Dad might have left you, it's not like we're that rich to begin with. Doesn't she realize that moving in with you would be a lot more work than the money she'd get from you?
About that. You see, I assume that you know that your father has invested in some stocks, right? Well, those belong to you now. I don't really know how it all works, but your dad made some investments in a bunch of different places. I guess that's where he got all of those coupons and vouchers.
You mean like the times that he would have vouchers for restaurants and hotels and stuff?
Yes, those kinds of things. You remember how your dad would always like to treat us. Of course, he got quite lonely after your brother went to go and study abroad. That's why he would always insist on going to eat as a family when Jake was in town.
I had no idea that that's where Dad was getting all of those vouchers from, though.
Well, anyways, as he got older, your dad went to eat out less and less, but if he was getting all of those vouchers, we can only imagine what he was investing in.
You mean to say that you think he was actually sitting on quite a bit of money this whole time?
Yes, but I was giving some of those vouchers to Miranda just because I couldn't use them all, and apparently that's why she thinks that I actually have all the money. I tried explaining to her that she had it all wrong, but she just insisted that I was hiding money from her so that I could give it all to you.
So that's what this is all about. She thinks that you might be sitting on all kinds of nice expensive stocks, and that's why she wants to move in so badly.
Yes, I think that's what's going on, but I'm so sorry to get you involved. I tried calling Jake to ask him to speak to Miranda about her behavior, but it's so difficult to get a hold of him since he's away.
Well, I think that this time of year he's actually really busy with work, isn't he? And since our afternoon is night there, the time just isn't good to call.
I know, but I don't know if I can wait until he's finally back home to be able to talk to him about this. And so I think we'll just have to deal with Miranda ourselves.
Well, don't worry, Mom. You're not alone. I know that Jake is far away, but I'm still here for you. I'm sure that we can think of a way to deal with her. But you've had a stressful enough time dealing with the funeral and the estate management and all of that. So, you just rest for now.
I won't lie, I'm quite tired and I really don't want to deal with this.
Well, I would really love to take you out to eat somewhere nice. Just like old times, Mom. Maybe we could talk a little bit about this while we eat.
Hello there. I see that you haven't packed up any of your things at all yet. I thought I told you that I wanted you out of the house before I got here, didn't I? Well, I'm here, so get out.
Oh, Miranda, you're already here. I actually can't believe that you actually came.
Why are you so surprised? I told you that I was going to be moving in with your mom, didn't I? So why don't you pack up your bags and beat it already?
You know, I was talking with my mom, and she told me that she told you not to move in with her. So it sounds to me like you're making this decision on your own, against my mom's wishes.
Yeah, your mom did say no, but I know she was only doing that to try and run cover for you. Obviously, she wouldn't agree to something that involved kicking you out of the house. But I know that she secretly really wants this to happen, and so that's why I'm going to just take matters into my own hands.
Are you serious? Do you really think that's okay?
Oh, don't worry. If you don't like it, you can talk to your brother about it when he gets back here in 2 years. But the point is that I am much more suited to be taking care of your mom than you are. Honestly, you all should be so grateful for what I'm doing for you. Like helping you finally get the courage to move out of this house like I've been telling you to.
For the last time, I am not the recluse that you think I am. But I do know that you're nothing but a gold digger. You're pretending to do this for my mom, but it's so obvious you're only interested in the money my dad left behind.
How could you say that about me? What is the matter with you? Do you really think that I would just do that? Just because you're a leech on your mom doesn't mean I am as well. So how about you quit projecting what you're actually doing onto me, who isn't doing anything at all? Now just hurry up and move out so that I can take your place living with your mom. You've been living here for free long enough. Now it's my turn for the easy life. And since I'm going to be taking care of your mom, you should know that I'll be expecting to be paid for my work as well.
You want to be paid for living with my mom? What do you want, like $2,000 a month?
Only $2,000 a month? I will be taking care of your mom 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. I think that you're going to have to come up with something a bit more impressive than a measly $2,000 a month. I want at least $100,000 a year for the work that I'll be doing taking care of your mom.
Honestly, why don't you just say that you're after my dad's money? It would be more honest at this point.
You have no idea what you're talking about. I am not trying to steal anything. I'm only trying to make sure that I am fairly compensated. I'm not doing anything with this at all.
I mean, this is literally just 1 or 2 steps away from money laundering at this point.
I'm telling you that I'm not after your family's money, but if I am going to be taking care of your mom, then isn't it only fair that I get paid for all my efforts? Why do you think I went through the trouble of bringing my mom here as well?
Hold on a second. Are you telling me that you and your mom are going to be moving in here?
Of course. I figured that your mom could use another old woman in the house to chat with, so I brought my mom along to keep her company. You see, it's not just me. It's me and my mom coming to move in.
I really don't know what to say to that at all.
Well, the thing is that my mom's old apartments are marked for demolition, so I needed to find a new place where she could live anyways. This is kind of like getting 2 birds with 1 stone when you think about it. So not only am I moving in, but I'm also bringing in a friend for your mom. That's more than you can say that you've done for her, isn't it? Besides, your mom's house is so big that there is plenty of room for the 3 of us.
I really just don't even know what to say to you anymore.
How about you tell me that you have finally started packing your things and that you're getting ready to leave? Because I want to give your room to my mom.
You really want me out of the house badly, don't you? This really is about more than just my dad's money, isn't it?
Let's just say I'm so glad to have come over while you and your mom are out. You've made taking the house from you so much easier.
I'm sorry, but you stepping into this house is the closest you're going to get to what you want.
And just how are you going to stop me from doing anything when I'm already here and you're nowhere to be found, huh? You can't do anything to me. I have all the power here. And if you're not going to come back here and get your things, then I'll just have to throw them out myself. I'll leave you with nothing.
Okay, fine. I'll be out of the house by the end of the day.
Finally, I knew that you'd see reason soon enough. Now hurry up and leave the house already, you no-good little parasite.
But you should know that I'm going to be taking my mom with me, and you'll never see either of us again.
What in the world are you even talking about?
I'm talking about the fact that we're not at home right now, because we're looking at a new place to move into. We're going to move into a new home.
Now, hold on for 1 second. I never asked you to take your mom with you. You're the only one that I want to move out of here. Why do you have to take your mom with you too?
Because I talked to my mom about this, and this is what she wants. She told me that she didn't want to live with someone who tossed her daughter out on the street.
But you're the one dragging your own mom out of her own home over this. I mean, I bet that you're forcing your mom to pay for your new home right now, aren't you? You're always saying how I'm after your family's money when you're the one that's really trying to use it all up so there's nothing left. Well, how about I call the cops and report the elder abuse that's going on right now?
You are more than welcome to call whoever you want about this. There isn't going to be anything you can do at all. And just why would you go and annoy the police with something stupid like this anyways? By the way, you should know that my mom is here with me. In fact, she has something she'd like to say to you.
Hello there, Miranda. I'm so sorry that we couldn't have this conversation face to face. Wait, hold on. Is that really you? Now, look, let me explain. I understand how you feel about your daughter, but I think that we need to step back and really think about this rationally, right? I mean, can't you see she's just using you for your money? She's nothing but a parasite. I'm sorry to burst your little bubble, but if anyone is a parasite here, I'm afraid that it's me. You see, I wouldn't be able to live without all of the help Brittany gives to me. She's even being kind enough to pay for this new place that we're moving into, so why would I turn down this chance to avoid living with you and your mom? Wait, what do you mean Brittany is going to be paying for the new house? I know, isn't it so exciting? We're going to be moving into this lovely condo. I've always wanted to try living in a place like this. Hold it. You all are going to be moving into a condo together? But I don't get it. How could a little weirdo shut-in like Brittany be able to afford a place like that? I suppose you really have no idea about what it is that my daughter does to make a living. She's a day trader who learned all of her tricks from her father. And I think that if I'm not mistaken, she takes him about $200,000 a year as profit. Wait, what? You're telling me that the reason Brittany spends so much time at home is really because she's trading stocks? Yes, it is quite funny, isn't it? My son wants to travel all over the world to make a living, and my daughter prefers to make it from the comfort of her home. I still think it's so funny just how different my children ended up from each other. But then, what about those vouchers that you gave me earlier? I thought you said that you got vouchers from your late husband and that you couldn't use them all. Well, that's correct. I did used to get vouchers from my husband, but now I get them from Brittany. But I still can't use them all, and so I gave some to you as well. I suppose you thought that both Brittany and I were just living off of what my late husband left for us, didn't you? But, I mean, I thought that you were hiding a bunch of money from me. And if you're getting vouchers from places where you're investing, then that must mean you have a lot of money with them. Yes, well, I used up all the money that my husband left me quite a bit ago. I only have a few stocks of his that I haven't sold yet. But otherwise, Brittany has basically been using all her own money to take care of me. After all, I really only get my retirement money now, and that's hardly enough to live off of. But you should also know that since I'm going to be moving out, I'm planning on selling the house as well. We were going to send movers to take our stuff from there to our new place, though. Wait, you were going to sell the house? But then, where are my mom and I supposed to live? Well, that really isn't my problem, dear. But anyways, don't touch any of my belongings or else I'll know. Anyways, sounds to me like you've got some apartment hunting to do as well. Good luck.
After, my mom and I moved into our new place. We finally got a hold of Jake. He asked us why our background looked different, and we were finally able to explain to him about what we'd been through and why we moved into a new condo. Jake was so embarrassed about how Miranda treated us that he divorced her from abroad. Miranda did her best to try and fight the process, but with worrying about finding a new place for her and her mom and finding a new job to be able to take care of them, she agreed to divorce for a small settlement fee. It was barely enough to cover the down payment on their new apartment, however. Obviously, this isn't how I wanted things to go down between Miranda and my family, but I'm just glad that I was able to protect my mother and myself. And that Jake seems to be okay with the divorce, now that he understands who his wife really is.
Jenny, Michael is over at my house right now. Good evening, Linda. Is that so? I haven't heard anything about that. He's talking about you made a nasty pasta yesterday. What is he talking about? What? He said it was delicious. I think he's just trying to be nice. Are you sure you can cook? Michael said it was too nasty. He doesn't want to eat there, so he came over. I can't believe you make him eat nasty foods. I see. I could eat it just fine though. Maybe it might not have suited Michael's taste. What are you talking about? What he eats is very important, you know? Right. You're just not good at cooking. I've heard him complain about the same thing. This is the first time I've heard about this. I had no idea he felt that way. You're a housewife. You should cook to satisfy your husband. Yeah, I know. Maybe you should take a class or use an app to help you with recipes. Why don't you learn to cook on your own? Okay. Anyways, Michael said he's going to eat here. He'd rather eat the food I made. I understand. Thank you. Hey, Jenny, Michael is here again. What? Again? Well, he said you use a different laundry detergent. Huh? That's the reason he's there? That's just ridiculous. What's ridiculous about it? You know he has sensitive skin, right? I didn't know it was that bad. He said he smelled something funny when he changed his clothes and it made him nauseous. He came to tell me that he wants me to do his laundry. I would have changed the detergent if he told me. Why does he always run to you? Michael's a nice boy, so he probably couldn't tell you. He's not a child. I wouldn't force Michael to use things he doesn't like. Why did you suddenly change the laundry detergent? What? Is there a need to tell you every time? I like the smell of it, so I used it. You really are a very inconsiderate wife, aren't you? That kind of sloppiness is what sticks out at Michael. Poor Michael. Huh? Michael has always been a very sensitive boy. So whenever I changed something, I'd always check with him. Check with him? Yes, like I changed the ketchup. I changed the toilet paper to single rolls. I changed the body soap. Oh, really? Even down to such small details? Yes, I told you he is sensitive. I'm not as careless as you. Michael doesn't have to feel surprised and uncomfortable. Maybe it was you who made him develop that habit. And I'm not careless either. You have to treat him with care. I don't feel comfortable leaving him in the hands of a stranger. Don't call me a stranger. Anyway, I'll talk to Michael once he comes home. Oh, Michael says he won't go home today. What? You mean he's staying over? Yes. Wouldn't it be exhausting to be around someone as careless as you? I told you I'm not careless. I'm working full-time and still doing house chores. I don't have enough time. Don't blame it on work. You yourself is the problem. If you think it's because of your job, why don't you quit? What? I can't do that. That's what it is. I hope you think about all of this for Michael's sake. Good evening, Glenda. Can I ask, is Michael there with you? Yes, he's here. He just had dinner and now he's relaxing. I see. Then I didn't have to rush home. I texted him. You did? I told him I had to work overtime and I'll be home late. I finished up as fast as I could, went grocery shopping, and when I came home, he wasn't home. It would have been nice if he had informed me in advance that he was going there. I still had some work to do. What? Are you saying it's not okay for him to be here? No, it's not that. I just came home after a long day. I just wish he had given me a heads up. What's wrong with that? It's your fault for working so late, right? That's true, but as long as I'm working, there's nothing I can do about it. I have responsibilities too. You don't really care about your husband, huh? No, it's not that. Michael works for an elite company. I don't get why do you have to work so hard? I wish you take care of Michael more. He works so hard. Huh? If you take good care of him, he wouldn't have the need to come to my house. Yes, I'm sorry. Jenny, I have to tell you something. What is it? I'm thinking of having a Christmas party at our house. Really? I feel like it's the first time since we got married. Yes, it is. You've been calling it off lately because of all the sickness going around. I see. I'm thinking of inviting my sister and her family. That would be nice. I haven't seen them in a while. I'd love to see them. So, I've been thinking of making a nice meal. Could you help me? Of course. Then can I ask you to do shopping when you come to my house? Yeah, sure. I want to get those cakes that's been going viral on social media. What? It's like $30 a piece. There would be a lot of people, so we need to buy Christmas decorations too. Come on! I want to go all out for Christmas, you know? I want my sister to try those cakes too. Well, yes, but if it's within your budget, I'll buy it for you. Please do. I really want to try it. Okay. It'll get crowded, so we'll have to get there early. Then I'll make a reservation for you. Please do. And since it's Christmas, we'll need roast chicken, right? Can you get some too? I also want to have some pasta and some salad. So can you order some of that too? That's a lot of food, isn't it? You have a car, so it should be fine. I don't think I can go to the store by myself. No problem. I'll have Michael help me. What? Michael is going to stay here the day before. Really? He said he'll come the night before so he could have some good sleep. Your son is so careless. Huh? No, never mind. But I think it's too much to do by myself. That's the least you could do. What? You always put work first. You should at least try your best for your family on Christmas, right? I don't care how much of a stranger you are. At least act like a family member. Please don't call me a stranger. I'm part of the family too. Don't get too sassy. I understand. I'll do my best to go around by myself. It will be around noon, but please wait for me. Okay, I'll wait for you. Thank you. Jenny! What are you doing? Why are you not here yet? My sisters got here before you. How long are you going to make us wait? I'm sorry. It's crowded everywhere. It's taking a while. I left first thing in the morning, though. You're totally useless. How can you say I'm useless when I'm the one who has to do all the shopping? It was a lot of work to do all this by myself. That's normal as a wife. You always act like it's someone else's problem. That's not true. I'm sure I'll get there soon. Please enjoy chatting with everyone for a while. Do you think you're the one who's in charge? You must have misunderstood something. Excuse me? It's not like you're the one in charge or anything. Why should we bend over backward for someone like you who's always just on the sidelines? Oh, excuse me. I got carried away with the Christmas spirit. I spoke a bit too assertively. I apologize. Instead of wasting time with misunderstandings, just hurry up and bring the food. You're not being helpful in times of need. It's frustrating. Glenda, you don't have to say all that. It's Christmas. Every popular restaurants are busy. I have to wait for a while. It's crowded everywhere. Geez, you're so naggy. Stop complaining and just bring us the food. I'm sorry. I'll hurry. Jenny, text me back. Why did you leave right before we were going to eat the cake? We were all looking forward to having a great Christmas party and you've just ruined it. Seriously? Do you know what you just did? What are you talking about? Stop acting like you don't know anything. What was that about? What? Are you mad about the cake? I can't give you the fancy one. If you're hungry, go eat some dog food. You know what? I bought that fancy cake, remember? I went out of my way to make the reservation and even went out there early to be in line. I was all excited, thinking everyone would be happy, but dog food? Seriously? What were you thinking? Oh, really? Be grateful you even got food. Besides, I bought everything with my own money. You have no idea how much it cost me. I haven't even got paid for it. It's unacceptable. I mean, you've been working late every day, right? You probably get paid enough, so this is nothing. Huh? It's Christmas, so stop complaining so much. Who do you think you are to even have some fancy cake? A useless wife like you, leeching off others, deserves nothing but dog food. What? You're nothing but a stranger, not even related by blood. You're no better than a dog. Are you being serious? Why would you think I'm joking? Well, if you're going to say that, then fine. I'd divorce Michael without hesitation. What? Why is divorce suddenly on the table? Don't you think you're overreacting? No, I've been thinking about it for a while. What? What's going to happen to Michael? He's mostly staying with you, right? What's the point of being married if he's never home? When I messaged him about the cake incident earlier, you know what he said? Isn't that obvious? Don't think a useless stranger like you can eat expensive cake? That's my boy. I guess he thinks of you the same way I do. I told him there's no point in being married like this anymore and suggested divorce. He told me to do whatever I want. So that means he wants a divorce too, right? I see. I guess you don't have a choice. Seems like you lack the awareness of being a proper wife, huh? Well, that's what I was hoping for, though. I see. So that's how it is. Your family is quite something. You all are terrible. I've had enough. I'm glad I could finally divorce him. Oh, aren't you straightforward? Well, say what you want. After all, you're just a stranger who will never be a part of our family, right? I'll pack my bags and leave. Sure, go ahead and do that. Don't worry about Michael. He'll be fine as long as he got me. Good. I'll send you the divorce papers. Tell Michael to sign it so we can finalize it. I'll take care of it. I'll make sure they're filed. Jenny, pick up the phone. Can you at least text me back? What is it? I'm working. Jenny, where do you live now? Why do I have to tell you? You're a stranger. You don't have to be so harsh. I have better things to do. What do you want? Wait a moment. Actually, Michael has been behind on his rent. It's for last month's rent. When I checked, it seems he won't be able to pay this month's either. I figured. I've been the one who's been paying it. Why? I thought he was the one paying for it. You're his mother and you don't know anything about it? Michael is out of work. He's been unemployed for a year already. What? Unemployed? So I've been covering not only the rent but also all the living expenses. I thought it was outrageous to kick me out. But I was fed up too, so I decided to go through with the divorce. What do you mean he's not working? He was working for an elite company, but he complained too much about how he doesn't get paid enough. He doesn't like his boss and his co-workers are useless. After all the complaining, he decided to quit without even discussing it with me. Basically, he couldn't keep up with the demands of that tough job market. Oh no, he's a hard worker. Didn't you find it strange that he was always at your house? What? Michael was hanging out there during the day every day. Normally, he would still be at work till the evening. You didn't find it strange that he would go over to your house during the day? Well, that's true. That's right. So I had to work late every day. He did some part-time jobs and went to unemployment service centers. But nothing lasted. And what do you think happened next? I don't know. He said, I'm working anyway, so there's no need for him to work. I really thought he was a jerk. He's the husband and he doesn't do anything. But you would say terrible things to me. That's when I started thinking about divorcing him. Michael told me you have your own business. Is it true? Yes, it was a hobby, but then I started making money off of it, so I decided to make it a business. I didn't know that. That's why I've been working so late. I've been working so hard. And your son is always at home being lazy. Spent the whole year being a bum, just eating snacks and watch movies all day. I see. Despite that, he would go to your place and complain about me. You two are really assholes. Assholes? What a terrible thing to say. He's unemployed. There's no way he can pay the rent. Well, then pay for it. You have your own business. I'm sure you have money. Why would I do that? We are strangers, remember? I'm no better than a dog, right? That's a figure of speech. Please forget it. How can I forget? After all the horrible things you said, there's no reason for me to pay the rent anymore. You two were married, so why don't you help him out? We barely spend time together and he's always with you. Is that how a married couple should be? I'm just a stranger to him. Don't say that. Why don't you just get back together? Have you lost your mind? You can still get back together. Then you can pay for the rent. I bet Michael can't live without you. How convenient. I'm never going to get back with that bum, and I won't pay for his rent either. Why would I even do that? We're divorced. He's a stranger. I'll tell you again, you two are strangers to me. Please don't depend on me. Please, Jenny. If you're so worried, why don't you tell him to live with you? He doesn't have to stay in that apartment. You have space for him. I can't. I'm living on a pension. I can't afford to take care of him. I can't pay for the rent too. So if you get back together and pay the rent, we won't have any problems. It's fine, right? Fine? What the hell do you think I am? I told you, I'm a stranger. If you want to ask for someone's help, ask your relatives. I can't. That's too embarrassing. I think it's more embarrassing to ask a stranger like me. You're his ex-wife. I could care less. Why don't you ask your son to get a job instead? He's been unemployed and playing around for a year now. Unless you change your son, you'll have a hard time for the rest of your life. This is no longer my concern. Goodbye. Jenny, wait. Are you really not going to help us? Are you just going to give up on us like this? Absolutely. I'll be the stranger you wanted me to be. Don't ever try to reach out again. Oh no! What am I supposed to do? After that, my ex-mother-in-law had no choice but to start working part-time. However, she was disliked by everyone around her. She had a hard time keeping one job for a long time. Michael, on the other hand, being unemployed for a year made it hard for him to find a job. I heard they're always fighting each other. About me, I bought myself a small space and been trying to work hard every day. I want to work hard to create designs that satisfy my clients even more than now.